Now in previous lecture we have seen introduction to I/O interface, right? Now we will see the general purpose I/O device, that is nothing but 8255, right? General purpose I/O device. Now before interfacing your 8255 with your 8085 microprocessor under I/O mapped I/O as well as memory mapped I/O, we need to know its architecture as well as pin diagram, right? Now first let us see the architecture of 8255. After that we will see the pin diagram of 8255, right? Now later we will interface your 8255, nothing but general purpose I/O device, right? I/O device with your microprocessor under two different categories of addressing. One is I/O mapped I/O and another one is memory mapped I/O, right? Now before going to its architecture, let us have a brief description of 8255 general purpose I/O device, which is also called as programmable peripheral interface, right? Now this acts as an interface between your devices. It will act as an input output devices between your microprocessor as well as your other connected devices, right? Now this general purpose I/O device, nothing but 8255, right? It consists of 3 I/O ports, right? Before going to its architecture, let us have a brief description of 8255. Now the 8255 has 3 I/O ports, which is named as port A, port B and port C, right? 8255 is, it has 3 ports, right? 8255 has 3 ports, that is port A, port B and port C, right? Now which are these internally, these 8 port A, port B, port C are of 8 bits, right? Now how many I/O lines it is having? Total 24 I/O lines, right? 8255 is having 3 I/O ports, that is port A, port B and port C, which are 8-bit ports, right? These port A, port B and port C are of 8-bit ports, and all 3 ports are bidirectional. That means either you can take the data, that means either you can read the data or you can write the data using this I/O ports, right? Now 8255 is having 3 ports, and those 3 ports are of 8-bit bidirectional ports, right? Since each port is having 8-bit, now the how many I/O lines are there for your 8255? 24, right? Whereas for your microcontroller it is having 4 I/O ports, 32 I/O lines, right? Now which can be configured, that means 24 I/O lines can be used as per the requirement, right? Now these 3 I/O ports, you have port A, port B and port C, right? Now port A is having 8 bits, that is named as PA7 to PA0. Since it is an 8-bit port, that is named after PA7 to PA0, right? Now similarly port B is also an 8-bit port, which is named as PB0 to PB7. 8 I/O lines for port A, those I/O lines are PA0, port A0, 0th line, 1 line, so on up to 7th line. Now similarly for port B, right? Now coming to port C, right? Now coming to port C, this is available in 2 forms, right? Port C, this is available in 2 forms. One is port C upper, right? One is port C upper and another one is port C lower, right? Another one is port C lower, right? Now what is the port C upper? What are the I/O lines for your port C upper? PC7 to PC4, right? For port C lower, PC3 to PC0, right? Lower 4 I/O lines will come under the category of port C lower, and from after that it will come under the port C upper, right? Now these 3 I/O ports, right? These 3 I/O ports are categorized into 2 groups, right? These 3 I/O ports are categorized into 2 groups. One is group A and another one is group B, right? Group A, right? Group A, this will contain a port A along with PC0 to PC3, right? Group A will contain PC7 to PC4, right? That means port A with port C upper, right? Port A with port C upper I/O lines will come under the category of group A. Now similarly group B, right, group B with port C lower, right, what are those? PB7 to PB0 plus port C lower are PC0 to PC3, right. Now these 12 IO lines will come under the category of group B, right. Now the total 24 IO lines, those can be categorized into group A and group B. Now under group A, port A along with port C upper, under group B, port B along with port C lower, right. Here we will have a brief description of 8255, right. Now let me briefly explain again, right. Now this IO device, we have seen this general purpose IO device, nothing but 8255. Now this acts a interface between peripheral devices and microprocessor. That means you have a microprocessor. First this has to get interfaced with your IO device, nothing but 8255. Now after that it can connect to any component, right, any component, right. That means this IO device will read the data and it will write the data to any component, right. Similarly in reverse operation, right, it will write that input for reading operation, it will take the data from this component and it will write the data to microprocessor, right. Now this 8255, nothing but general purpose IO, which will act as a interface, nothing but common part, right, which will act as an interface between your peripheral devices and microprocessor, right, peripheral devices and microprocessor, right. This 8255 will act as an interface between your peripheral devices and microprocessor, right. Now that means you can connect, once the microprocessor is interfaced with your IO devices, you can connect it to any other component, right. Now this is a basic idea in order to interface your 8255 with microprocessor, right. Now this general purpose IO will act as an interface between your microprocessor and other peripheral devices connected to it, right. Now this has 3 ports, 8255 has 3 ports, port A, port B and port C, right. Now all these port contains 8 IO lines, right, nothing but 8-bit ports, right. Now all IO lines are bidirectional, right. We have 3 ports. Now 3 ports are of 8 bits, total 24 IO lines which are bidirectional, right. Now coming to port A, since it is an 8-bit, it contains 8 IO lines, that is PA7 to PA0. Now coming to port B, it is an 8-bit, it contains 8 IO lines, those are represented by PV7 to PV0. Now port C is available in 2 forms, port C upper and port C lower, right. Now coming to port C lower, the lower IO lines, that is nothing but PC0 to PC3 will come under the category of port C lower. Now PC4 to PC7 will come under the category of port C upper, right. Now these 24 IO lines can be divided into 2 groups. They can be operated in 2 different groups. One is group A and group B. Under group A, port A along with port C upper, port A PA7 to PA0 plus PC7 to PC4, right, PC7 to PC4, right. Now these 12 IO lines are used as a group A, right. Now coming to group B, right, port B IO lines, that is PB7 to PB0 plus port C lower, nothing but PC3 to PC0, right. These 12 IO lines will come under the category of group B. Under group A, port A with port C upper, under group B, port B with port C lower, right. 12 IO lines under group A, 12 IO lines under group B, right. Now these 2 groups, right, you have group A and group B, right. Group A is nothing but port A with port C upper and group B is nothing but port B with port C lower, right. Now these 2 groups, what groups you have, group A and group B, right. Now these can be programmed in 3 different modes, mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2, right. You have group A, group B. Now those can be programmed under 3 different modes, that is mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2, right. Mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2, right. Now let us next we will see 8255 operating modes, right. 8255 operating modes. Now we have group A, group B under your 8255. Now those two groups can be programmed into three different modes, right? Now what are those? Mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2. Group A and group B can be programmed under three different modes, right, which is nothing but operating modes of 8255, that is mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2, right? Now coming to mode 0, first operating mode of 8255. Now coming to mode 0, right? Now this is a simple IO mode, right? This is a simple or basic IO mode. This mode 0 operating mode is nothing but simple or basic IO mode, right? Simple or basic IO mode. Mode 0 of 8255, which is nothing but simple or basic IO mode, right? Now in this mode, port A and port B is used as two 8-bit ports and port C as two 4-bit ports, right? Now here port A you have, right? Port A you have, and port B you have, and next you have port C, right? Now this port A and port B, now this can be used for IO operation, either input or output operation. Similarly, port B can be used for input or output operation. Now port C is categorized into port C lower and port C upper. Now this can be used for basic input or output operation, right? Basic input or output operation, right? Now in mode 0, all three ports are of 8-bit ports, and those can be used for basic IO operation. That's why it is called simple or basic IO mode, right? Now coming to mode 1. Now coming to mode 1, that is second operating mode. Now this is called as handshake IO. Handshake IO. This particular mode is called as handshake IO. Now in this mode you have three ports, right? Port A, port B and port C, right? Port A, port B and port C, right? Now port A and port B, these two can be used for input or output operation. Now port C is used for handshaking, right? Port C is used for handshake. Now what is mean by handshaking? Handshaking, it is a technique of communication between two entities, right? Handshake will just like this, right? It is handshaking is nothing but technique of communication. Technique of communication. Handshaking is nothing but technique of communication between two components, right? It is a technique of communication between two components or two entities, right? Now this particular technique we are using as for the port C IO lines in order to communicate with your microprocessor, right? Now handshaking is nothing but technique of communication between two components, right? Now coming to mode 2. Right? Now this is a bidirectional IO. Bidirectional. This particular mode we call it as bidirectional IO, right? Now in this you have port A, right? In this mode only port A can work, right? This can work. That means either for input or output operation. Now port B is not operative, right? Port B is not operative under particular mode 2. Now port C is used for handshaking. Handshaking is nothing but in order to communicate. Using these lines you will communicate with your, you will make a connection between your peripheral devices and microprocessor, right? Now port C is used for handshaking, right? Port C is used for handshaking, right? These are the operating modes of 8255, right? Now these operating modes are you have to remember while interfacing this 8255 with your microprocessor, right? Now we have 8255, you have group A and group B, right? Group A, 12 IO lines under group A and 12 IO lines under group B, right? Now those two groups can be programmed in three different modes, right? Those two groups can be programmed under three different modes, which is nothing but operating modes, right? Those three modes are mode 0, mode 1 and mode 2. right? Now coming to next topic, 8255 operating modes, right? You have group A and group B. Now those can be programmed in three different modes, that is mode 0 and mode 1 and mode 2, which is nothing but operating modes of 8255, right? Now coming to mode 0, it is a basic IO mode in which all three ports, port A, port B and port C, are used for basic input or output operation, right? Now coming to mode 1, it is called as handshake IO. In this, port A and port B can be used for input or output operation. Now port C is used for handshaking. Nothing but using this port C IO lines, you are making a connection between your IO device, you are making a connection between your peripheral devices and microprocessor, right? Now using this port C IO lines, right? You have 8 IO lines. Now using this IO lines, you are making a connection between two components, right? Nothing but handshake, right? Now coming to mode 2, this mode we call it as bidirectional IO. In this, only port A can work, port B cannot work, right? Port B is operative under mode 0 and mode 1 only. It is not operative under mode 2. Now coming to port A, now this can be used for input or output operation. Now port B is not operative under mode 2. Coming to port C, now these are used for handshaking. Now port C signals are used in order to make a communication between two components, nothing but peripheral devices and microprocessor, right? Now this is about the basic idea of 8255. Next we will see the architecture of 8255, right? Now this is the architecture of 8255, right? Now this is the architecture of 8255. Now before going to its description, now let me explain its architecture, right? Now we have data bus buffer, nothing but 8-bit data, right? Now you have 8-bit data. Now power supply, you have plus 5 volts, and ground supply, you have power supply also. These are the pins that will be available under the pin diagram, right? Plus 5 volts is the power supply given to the 8255 IC, right? Now here you have data bus buffer, right? This is the architecture of 8255. Now here you have data bus buffer, which is an bidirectional, nothing but you using this is an IO device. 8255 is an IO devices through which you can read or write 8-bit data, that is D0 to D7, right? Now coming to read or write control logic, you have read signal, write signal, and address lines A1, A0, and next we have reset, and next we have CS. What is CS? Chip selection, right? Chip selection. Now read, write along with CS are active low and remaining are active high, right? Now as I have said, it contains 3 ports, right? Port A, port B, and port C upper and port C lower, right? Port A, port B, port C lower, and port C upper, right? Now port A along with port C lower, right? Port A along with port C lower. Now port A along with port C now port A along with port C upper, it is not lower, port C upper will come under group A, right? Now similarly group B, port C lower along with group port B, right? Port C lower along with group B, right? Port C lower along with group B will come under the group B control, right? Now this, it has 8 IO lines, that is PA7 to PA0 for port A. Now port C upper has 4 IO lines, that is PC4 to PC7. Now port C lower has 4 IO lines, that is PC0 to PC3. Now port B IO lines has port B has 8 IO lines, that is PB7 to PB0. Now all these are used for input or output operation, right? This we have seen earlier, right, as a basic description, right? You have port A, 8255 has 3 ports, right? 8255 has 3 ports, port A, port B. Now port C is categorized into port C upper and port C lower, right? Now each port is having 8-bit IO lines, right? Now port A has 8 IO lines, PA0 to PA7, those are used for input output operation. Now port B has 8 IO lines, PB7 to PB0, now those are used for input output operation. Now port C is categorized into port C upper and port C lower. 4 IO lines under upper and 4 IO lines under lower. Those are used for input or output operation, right? Now these are the 24 IO lines, right? These are the 24 IO lines, right? Under group A, right? Port A along with port C upper, right? Under group A, port A along with port C upper will total 12 AO lines, right? Port A along with port C upper will come under the category of group A. Now port B along with port C lower will come under the category of group B. This we have seen earlier, right? Now you know data bus, right? Data bus, which is an 8-bit data, right? 8255 is having 8-bit data bus, which is used to transfer 8-bit, which is used to read or write the 8-bit data, right? Now you know chip selection. We have to know only these pins, except that everything I have said, right? Now we will see one by one. Now only the left out part is read, control, logic, right? Left out part is read, control, logic, right? Now under this we have read signal, right? After this we have write signal, and next we have chip selection, next we have A1, and next we have A0, right? A1, A0, right? And next we have reset, right? Now let us see one by one, right? Now let us see one by one. Now in order to read the data, right? In order to read the data, right? In order to read the data, we will use this signal, right? Now RD bar should be active low to read the data, right? To read the data. Now similarly, write bar you have, right? This should be logic 0 to write the data, right? This should be logic 0 to write the data. For reading operation we will use RD signal. For writing operation we will use write signal, right? Now these two are completed. Now coming to CS. What is CS? Chip selection, right? CS, this is also included under memory chip. Now this should be logic 0. Since it is a bar, this should be logic 0 in order to communicate, right? In order to, now this indicates chip is ready for communication, right? Chip is ready for communication, right? Chip is ready for communication. When chip selection is 0, that indicates chip is ready for communication. That means 8255. 8255 is ready for communication. When it is logic 0, that indicates 8255 is ready for communication, right? Now these two are address lines. A1 and A0 are address lines. And next we have reset, right? Next we have reset. Now this active, this is an active high signal, right? Now this should be logic 1, right? Now this should be logic 1. Now this should be logic 1. It clears the control register and sets the, when it is logic 1, it clears, you have one special register for your 8255, which is nothing but control register. It clears control register and sets all ports. What are ports? Port A, port B and port C. All ports in input mode, right? When the reset pin is 1, it clears the control register and sets all ports under input mode, right? Now we have chip selection, CS bar and A1, A0, right? Now what is CS? When it is 0, the 8255 is ready for communication, right? Now A1, A0, right? Using these 4 logics. 4 logics are possible with a 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0 and 1, right? Now these are used to select port A, port B, port C and control register, right? Now CS bar should be 0, right? In order to indicate that 8255 is ready for communication. CS bar is 0. When A1 is 0 and A0 is 0, now port A is selected for IO operation. Port A is selected for IO operation, right? Port A is selected for IO operation, right? Now when it is 0, 0, 1, what is next to possibility? CS bar is 0, A1 is 0 and A0 is 1, right? Now at this particular stage, port B is selected for input output operation. For 010, port C is selected for input output operation. And similarly 011, we have one special type of register that we will see after pin diagram, right? Control register, right? Control register is selected. When it is 1, irrespective of A1, A0, no port is selected, no selection, right? No port is selected for input output operation, right? Now this is a architecture of 8255, right? Now coming to its architecture of 8255, let me briefly explain again, right? We have it carries 8-bit data, right? You have it has 8-bit data bus. In order to using that data bus, it can read 8-bit data or write 8-bit data, right? Now the data bus is of 8-bit under 8255, right? Next we have 3 ports, port A, port B and port C, and each port is having 8 IO ports. Each port is having 8 IO lines, total 24 IO lines under your 8255, which are used for input output operation, right? Now coming to group A, right? Coming to group A, port A with port C upper, right? Port A with port C upper is group A. Port B with port C lower is nothing but group B, right? Now this we have seen earlier, data bus, it has 8-bit data bus in order to read the data or in order to write the data, which is of 8-bit, right? Now the left out part is read write control logic. Now this includes read signal. When it is logic 0, this should be logic 0 to read the data, and write signal in order to write the data, that should be logic 0. Now coming to chip selection. Chip selection, when it is 0, it indicates chip is nothing but 8255 is ready for communication, right? Ready for communication with microprocessor, right? When chip selection is 0, that indicates 8255 is ready for communication with the microprocessor, right? Now A1, A0 are the address lines. Based on this address lines, we can select port A, port B and port C, right? And reset, when this is an active high signal. When it is 1, it clears control register and sets all the ports in input mode, right? When it is 1, it clears control register and sets all ports in input mode, right? When reset signal is 1, control register is cleared and all ports, port A, port B and port C are under input mode, right? Now we have a diagram, block table for chip selection A1, A0, right? Now using these 3 signals, we can select port A, port B, port C and control register for IO operation, right? When CS bar is 0, A1, A0 is 0, port A is selected for IO operation. When 001, port B is selected. For 010, port C is selected. For 011, control register is selected. For 1, irrespective of A1, A0 values, either it may be 00, 01, 10 or 11, irrespective of A1, A0 values, if CS bar is 1, you can't select port A, port B, port C or control register, right? Now this is about the architecture of 8255. In next lecture, we will see the pin diagram of 8255. After that, we will see the interfacing of 8255 with microprocessor under IO mapped IO and memory mapped IO, right? Now this is about the architecture of 8255. In the next lecture, we will see the pin diagram of 8255, right? Thank you.